How's it flying, guys? Lance Hawk 30 here, and we're starting something new on this channel. JAIDEN Animations! I've known about JAIDEN's content for quite a few years. The first time I heard of JAIDEN was when she did that little reference to the PewDiePie, "Can you do this?" in, I believe it was a YouTube Rewind or something similar. That was the first time I ever heard of JAIDEN Animations, when I saw the clip she contributed to that video. And I've been subscribed to her roughly around the same time, because I thought, hey, she does good animation. Oh, okay. So, I've seen quite a few of her videos, full disclosure. I have not seen all of her videos, but I have seen the more recent ones, like the, most of the more recent ones. I've seen her trip to Japan, this is during that trip to Japan, I am aware. I have seen her trip with the Psychics. I've seen her Pokemon Nuzlocke. I've seen quite a few of her videos, although I acknowledge I have not seen all of her videos. So, if on the off chance you guys want me to react to something from JAIDEN that I haven't reacted to, comment asking if I've seen certain ones already, so I can say, yes, I have for sure seen that video. And the reason why I wouldn't record a reaction just because you guys posted, can you react to this, would be if I had seen it already, because I want my reactions to be genuine. I don't like re-recording a reaction, like, say, only a couple of times throughout my channel have I done something where I'll re-record a reaction to something if, say, the video footage got corrupted. You know, or I accidentally delete something. That's pretty much the only time you'll get a re-recording. But I'm starting the JAIDEN Animations little, how to phrase it. Anyways, I want to start reacting to JAIDEN Animations. But yeah, my obsession with Hatsune Miku. And in the description says, what can I say? I love the silly little robot girl. I am familiar with Hatsune Miku, but I'm not a follower of Hatsune Miku. I don't listen to Hatsune Miku. It's just not my thing. Fully acknowledge that. It's just not really my thing. But we're going to go ahead and get into JAIDEN's experience with Hatsune Miku, which I know is going to include her when she went to Japan and saw a Hatsune Miku concert. So, I am going to stop wasting your time, and we're going to go ahead and get into this. Link to the original video will be in the description. Please make sure that you have seen it before you watch my reaction to it. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and go.
Music is a huge part of our society. It brings people together,
Absolutely.
Lets you express yourself in new and creative ways, can even help you get through tough times. Personally, for me, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I've honestly never been a big music person. I know, throw me into a volcano. I would just rather watch YouTube videos. I don't know. I like the constant flashing colors and pictures, I think.
Oh, that is bizarre. In her Japan video, she was literally talking about, unless she's saying before a certain point in her life, but literally in her Japan video, she talked about how she went to these video game concerts, like a Pokemon concert. I can't remember if the One Piece thing was a musical or just a stage play. Probably a stage play, so I got that. She also went to an Eve concert. Like, bruh, you've literally talked about concerts you've gone to in that last video. But again, maybe this is the enjoyment of music, like what she's referring to just now, is more recent. I don't know. We're about to find out.
Like, I don't hate music. For the most part, I could honestly listen to anything, but that's kind of it, you know? Nothing stands out to me, and I don't go out of my way to listen to it. If anyone out there is like me, you understand the pain of when a conversation starts turning towards the topic of music. You know exactly what's coming, and you're helpless to stop it. There's nothing you can do. It's already in motion. The person you're talking to opens their mouth, and you wince as they say it. So what kind of music do you listen to? Oh, I don't really listen to music. Like, not at all. Nah, maybe like some video game music every once in a while, but that's kind of it.
Okay, I guess that's a fair enough observation. Like, if your interests are kind of niche, then it's like not everyone's gonna get it. Speaking of music, this upcoming Saturday I'm going to a Sabaton / Judas Priest concert, so That's a big taste for those that are new. That might be new. What kind of music I'm into?
Damn. That's crazy.
I like video game music too, though, in general.
And after that conversational stumbling, the person starts talking about the music they like, and you have to stand there and take it. Oh, that sounds cool. I should give it a listen. You're just lying through your teeth, not being convinced in the slightest, and will immediately forget every piece of information they tried to feed you. Even if I wanted to look it up later, my brain goes, get this out of here immediately. We've got to make room for the 4-hour-long video essay about Freddy Fazbear. Basically, I don't connect to music the way the majority of people do, and no one, including me, is happy about it. Look, I've tried to contribute in my own way, but no one else listens to the Mario Kart Cheeseland theme in their free time. It's good. No one believes me. Now, on a completely unrelated note, a while ago I wanted to get into a hobby that was fun and active at the same time because I do not move if not incentivized to, and that's not good. I'd like to still be fully functional at the age of 30.
She did mention the amount of steps she usually gets in an average week or day on her Fitbit or whatever it was.
So after a bit of soul searching and digging around in the old ideas jar, I decided to try out DDR. I got a dance pad, downloaded some fun video game songs and anime intros to Dance Dance Revolution 2, and
I've seen her Mario DDR video.
It was the most active I've been since high school. I was doing cardio for hours on end. Who am I? After playing my batch of custom songs for a few months, I decided to download some more stuff, and that's when I casually thought to myself, I wonder if there's any good Vocaloid charts. Now, to start a completely new tangent again, Vocaloid is a voice synthesizer program, right? Yada, yada, yada. Basically, it's robot voices you can control to write songs, and there's different characters based on what voice you use.
I am aware of the Vocaloids. Earlier on in my reaction career, whatever you want to call it, I got frequent requests to react to Vocaloid related stuff, and there were a handful. It's not really my thing. Vocaloid is just not something. It's basically, it's kind of like what AI is now, in my opinion, except it does take time to control it to get it set up the way you want. I know it's a computer program that you shift and move things around to fit just the right notes that you want, etc. It's still not my thing. I'd rather hear a real person.
The most common example, you know her, you love her, is Hatsune Miku. Yep.
I remember being suggested that.
Talking about Hatsune Miku, my beloved.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe that somebody had requested I play the game. No. It might not be that somebody requested I play the game for a little bit, or if somebody wanted me to watch a clip of somebody doing like a perfect run of one of the songs. That might have been it. The
history with Hatsune Miku is a bit all over the place. I first got really into her in high school. I don't remember exactly how, but I probably just stumbled onto some of her popular songs while browsing YouTube one day. Either way, I was obsessed, and that was the first instance of me actually listening to music, which, as you know, was groundbreaking. I loved Hatsune Miku so much that in my senior year of English class, the teacher told us to write a PowerPoint presentation about anything we wanted. Most kids talked about like ending racism or recycling or something like that, but I decided my presentation was gonna be about...
I actually did something like that. I was trying to look up some of the craziest video game things. I found an R2-D2 model that had literally every video game console shoved into its body, and it was glorious. I wish I had it because I would love to play every video game. Keep in mind, this was back in 2013, so that was pre-Xbox Series X and pre-PS5, but still.
About our girl, Hatsune Miku.
It had all the consoles that mattered, damn it.
Important as ending racism and preventing global warming. Of course, I disguised it as a presentation about our hologram.
Jokes, people.
The future of live music, but it was really just an excuse to gush about Miku because I desperately needed that outlet. I was a lonely child. Honestly, I'm not even sure how I mustered up the courage to do that presentation in the first place, because as the shy art girl who never talked to or hung out with anyone, it was a bold choice for me to talk about something considered so strange and nerdy at the time. I started my presentation and immediately was like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing talking about a holographic Japanese pop icon in front of my normie-ass classmates? I regret every moment I didn't stop myself from getting right here. After playing Miku's viral World Is Mine performance for the class, one of the like popular girls was like, that was cool, can we watch another? And I thought she was making fun of me, so I just sat back down. As much as I loved Miku back then, my anxiety got the better of me, and I slowly drifted away from her because I didn't want to feel like a social outcast. It's a dog-eat-dog world when you're a teenager, and
I'm gonna help you out, Jaden. I'm gonna take something that I considered embarrassing when I first got into it and shared it with, and that you've seen. There's been stuff on this channel. I've watched My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. That's not the you watching a Vocaloid girl is not the most strange thing. It's not my thing, but it's not the strangest thing.
You know it. We were all just trying to survive out there. I'm sorry, Miku. I was weak. Fast forward to current Jaden. I've grown up a bit, am more sure of myself, learned some life lessons, am not surrounded by self-conscious teenagers 24/7. I'm now sitting here in front of my computer screen with a choice.
That derpy ass face,
Should I choose
though.
to yet again repress myself from pursuing a niche and uncommon interest because of self-conscious fears? Or am I gonna choose self-healing and growth and allow myself to fully re-explore the world of a Japanese virtual pop star to play DDR2? Crank up that, Miku. I started downloading songs I listened to years ago, found some new ones. I was exploring and already getting more and more
that
into the music
face is a little too disturbing,
years
Jaden.
ago. I was flourishing, and that's how it began. I didn't know it back then, but this was the first step of a hyperfixation like no other I've experienced. Hatsune Miku was showing me the ways of
So, Hatsune Miku was the Chikawa before Chikawa, is what I'm hearing. Anybody that's seen her Japan video will understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Truly enjoying music. I was playing her whenever I was in the car, consistently looking up new songs and artists to add to my playlist, even listening to her while I work or play video games, which I pretty much never did. My world was changing, and it was all hers. This wasn't just the music either, it was straight up about Hatsune Miku. I've never been a figure collector, but I started buying so many Miku figures I had to get a custom
We know that's a lie, Jaden. We've seen the amount of Pokemon plushes you've bought. Don't lie to us.
shelf in my office just to display them all. Dude, it's such a double-edged sword to be into Miku because the fan base is constantly being fed. New Miku this, new Miku that. Gorgeous figures are coming out like every month. What am I supposed to do? Not buy them? Every house needs to have at least one Miku. That's a feng shui rule. Also, a huge...
It's not my rule book. Mine just says have Pikachu. He's up there, by the way. Hi, Pikachu.
Oversight on my part. When I got my Miku shelf installed, I wanted it above my computer. It turned out great and displays them really well, but when I'm actually sitting at my desk and want to look up and admire my figures, all I see is accidental upskirt shots and I feel so bad. I'm
sorry. That's placement.
Not trying to disrespect you, I promise. It was a miscalculation on my part. So whenever I'm at my desk, I just don't look up. As most of you probably know, Pokemon invited Jacob and me to Japan to attend the Pokemon World Championship.
I'm about to show off my Pokemon street cred here right now. Okay. I got a Pikachu and I got a Charmander. I know that's not relevant. That's not too relevant to this particular video, but I'm still showing it. Also, that is one cute looking Pikachu on this freeze frame right now. I think that's all the Pokemon stuff I have on hand. I think. Other than a couple of the games that I've got up here in the front. But, you know, those are to be expected.
Back in August. That was super fun, and the video of that trip should be up by now if I'd planned things correctly. If not, then oops. But Worlds also just so happened to overlap with Magical Mirai, also known as one of the biggest Hatsune Miku expos and concerts ever.
Oh no.
We had to go. Since getting
into
Miku, it became one of my biggest dreams to see her live in concert. Who knows if we'd ever get this perfect of an opportunity again? What if she invites me backstage and we became friends? I immediately tried to get tickets, but couldn't figure out how the Japanese ticket system worked. So Emily ended up having to help me out. She was also the one who told me about the concert in the first place.
Good friend.
Thank you, Emily, my hero, my savior. We got tickets. But not actually, because if you don't know, the way Japan does most of their online ticket systems is through a gacha. Yeah, random lottery. No matter how much money I was willing to...
You're shitting me! That's cruel right there. That is... insane. Could you imagine the riots that would happen if concerts over here operated like that? Holy shit!
Hypothetically spend to get these tickets. At the end of the day, we were all just like those little numbered balls in that bingo spinner thing. Months pass as I eagerly await our fate. Then the email pops up in my inbox. I click it, scanning it way too quickly to understand any of the contents until my eyes catch it. Successfully obtained tickets. We're gonna see Miku! Suddenly life was
no.
This is what living feels like. Air tasted more clear. The sun was smiling, beaming even. I smiled back for the first time. Something smelled like toast. You have no idea how excited I was.
Jeez.
I don't even understand why
Brain
I love
fried
Miku
right there.
as much as I do, but she has become one of the pillars of my being. Let's jump to the day of the concert. Jacob and I are in Japan and are just about to arrive at the convention center. I remember looking out the window of the taxi, getting so excited to see people wearing their Miku shirts and kimonos, and they had Miku bags. I felt like I was finally around my people. We get there, walk into the convention center, and a blast of Hatsune Miku hits us. Giant Miku statues and posters, booths stocked with Miku merchandise, almost everyone dressed.
She's gonna buy everybody
Miku
out.
Clothes. I saw people
calling
with
it
Hatsune Miku suitcases to hold all the Miku things they were buying.
How much of it are you
buying? I
buying?
to run around and look at everything all at once. There were multiple times where Jacob lost me because I just started walking off in different directions like a Miku moth. We spent a few hours looking around and buying things. We spent a lot of money, but eventually we started getting ready for the live concert. I was giddy with excitement at this point. She was gonna be right in front of me. We found our seats and dude, we were pretty damn close to the stage, especially for randomly selected seats. I couldn't believe how close we were gonna be to Hatsune Miku. I already knew going into it I was gonna cry frame one. If you didn't know, it's pretty standard to have special Miku glow sticks you can shake to the beat of whichever song is playing. You can even switch them to the coordinated color of whichever Vocaloid was on stage at the time.
That's kind of neat.
I've only learned about it from watching videos of concerts on YouTube thus far, and I gotta say, it was so fun to see people before the show warming up their arms and practicing their glow stick moves.
Yeah, I get a feeling as long as some shows like that can go, especially if you're expected to kind of hold something, probably not, maybe expected isn't the word, but it's like it's normal, it's usual for people to hold stuff. If you're going to be doing that, you want to make sure your arm can be up in the air for quite a bit. I remember was it the last concert I went to? I think the last concert that I went to back in late 2022, I had bought some shirts prior to the concert actually starting. That was when I went to Armored Saint and Wasp in Orlando 2022. And I think I bought 3 shirts in total, and I had to hold those the whole show. Cool thing about that, initially, while Armored Saint was performing in the first half, I was all the way in the back just because the show started while I was getting the merchandise. So I was like, well, it's standing room wherever you end up, no chairs. So I'm all the way in the back. Armored Saint gets done. They put on a great show. And then about 2/3 of the audience clear out to use the bathroom, to get beverages, to get food and more merchandise. All that happened. And there's a whole 2/3 that are just gone. So I'm looking at that empty space way up there. I'm saying, now, I get up to 1/3 of the way from the stage, which was like much better for the following act. Anyways, back to this.
They really take Hatsune.
But I was still holding those shirts the entire time.
I respect it so much. Some people were even quadruple wielding glow sticks. The record I personally saw was 6, like some sort of Miku Wolverine. It was a huge bummer though, because Jacob and I tried to buy some sticks of our own at the expo hall, but they were already sold out.
Man, that face. Also, why was the video taking a dump in quality? Jeez. There we go. I like to see Jaiden in crisp, at least 720 if nothing else. My internet's not the best, but at least 720 for reaction. Come on.
So we didn't have any, and it was kind of embarrassing. Soon enough, the Miku songs the venue was playing started getting louder, and the house lights dimmed, and man, seeing the lights turn down and the teal glow of all the sticks emanating together to light up the room, honestly, it made me tear up. I don't even think I realized how much I loved Hatsune Miku until that moment. Being completely surrounded by people who love her just as much and more than I do. This is what it's like to be into music, isn't it?
Oh boy.
These moments being
it can be, Jaiden.
In a community, all connected by a single art. I get it now. It's beautiful. The room glowed Miku blue, and everyone was cheering and shaking their glow sticks, anticipating her appearance. All the Vocaloids were introduced one by one with text on the hologram screen. Meiko, Luka, Kaito, Kagamine, Rin, and Lan. And then Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku.
The crowd went ballistic. I could already feel myself holding back tears. A little digital poof explosion goes off, and there she was.
Ta-da!
Right in front of us. She started singing, and Jacob and I were cheering and bouncing with the rest of the crowd. By the time she got a couple songs in, Jacob and I were definitely feeling left out for not having the glow sticks to shake. So we pulled out our Miku plushes to use in place of them, and that felt much better. By the end of the concert, Jacob was even dual wielding Mikus. After a few songs, Miku disappeared and the other Vocaloids played some of their songs. I honestly don't know them as well, so I wasn't too familiar with most of the songs they all played, but I was having a great time nonetheless. It was nice to not be fighting tears the whole time anymore as well. Then Miku came back and the concert
there you go.
And we learned some real nice glow stick moves.
So what I'm seeing from these animations is that if there was a fire, Jaiden's got you covered. Just show Hatsune Miku and no need to call the fire department, guys. Jaiden's tears got this.
Replaced with our Miku plushes, of course. There's the classic arm cheer on beat, the on beat off beat, the building cheer on to beat, even throw in the advanced building cheer on to double beat with a height. I'll say it, doing all those glow stick movements was honestly a really crazy arm workout. Like,
I'll bet.
We were working biceps and shoulders for 2 hours straight. Imagine Beat Saber, but higher up in the posture with almost no breaks. And if you don't commit, then Hatsune Miku thinks you hate her. I wanted to mention that in Vocaloid concerts, obviously they have a record.
Yeah, anytime you're at a show and there's just a lot of people jumping and moving around, you feel a lot of people would feel compelled. Well, everyone else is doing it, I can do it too. I'm just giving a few seconds for the video to load up because it buffered there. I don't know if you guys could tell.
Recording of the vocals because, you know, but all the other instruments were absolutely real. There was a live band playing all the songs for the entire set. In the middle of the concert, there was even a nice little appreciation moment showcasing all the band members by name.
That is very good that they at least do that. Obviously, all the Vocaloid stuff is computer made, so that's not. It might make for a great show, but it's not a real person that you're appreciating. Not in the traditional sense. There's just this nameless. Maybe I'm making assumptions. I don't know if they directly credit the person who I would assume that they would. I don't know. But either way, it's nice that there is an actual band with people playing actual instruments that are there and that they get the credit they deserve during the concert. I get that.
Accompanied by a little solo they got to play. I'm a big bass fan and would love to learn how to play it one day. And I know bass...
It's the second thing I'm showing off today. Before anybody asks, no, I do not know how to play it, but I have one. I need to take the time to learn how to play it. But this here's my bass. Isn't she a beauty, guys? It's surprisingly not a Gibson or an Epiphone. It's a brand called Melodier, which I guess is an off-brand. But this design is a design I have always loved. Coincidentally, made in Japan. What a coincidence. Anyway, let me put this back in here and then I'll get back over there and we can continue. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick. I like bass as well. Guitar is probably my favorite instrument, but I have made a mosquito. I have a great appreciation for good bass.
Bass players get super neglected because everyone
wants
to watch the cool guitar players, so I gave extra attention to the Miku bass player. They definitely noticed me cheering for them, probably because I could tell everyone was watching the guitar players and I was the only one actually looking at them. And the bass player smiled super wide and raised his bass to me, and I just thought that was a nice moment. Appreciate your bass players, guys. They
always.
Anyway, the concert went on. There were awesome lasers and sparklers, fun costume changes from all the Vocaloids, great set list. Shout out to the guy in front of us that was there with his girlfriend and definitely more excited to be there than she was. Finally,
really?
It came to the encore. We had to convince Miku to play one more song. You know how, at least in America, people are cheering and screaming for an encore? Well, Japan is like so quiet and polite. They were saying it like a suggestion. It was so quiet, kind of just a long session of applause.
I remember her saying that in her Japan video where it was just kind of like polite applause and people going encore, encore, just being like real. There's a chant, but it's a polite, quiet one.
With a whisper of Miku. Miku. Like, if I were Hatsune Miku, I would have questioned if they even wanted the encore in the first place. Also, we were asking for the encore for like 5 minutes straight. I was fully convinced she had left the building. But she came out for her last song. It was a blast. She was in her magical Mirai outfit for the year. And it was over. I've only gone to one other concert in my entire life, and it was because a friend in college had an extra ticket and invited me along. I didn't even know the band at the time. It was some random group called Fall Out Boy or something. But I...
Just the nonchalance is like, I don't know, I think they were Fall Out Boy. I don't care. I'd remember the name, but I'd probably have the same attitude. It was just Fall Out Boy.
Could have been to 1,000 concerts and still say this was the best one I've ever been to. I loved the energy, I loved how passionate and excited everyone was to be there, and I loved Hatsune Miku, and still do.
Obviously.
I want to go to so many more of her concerts. It was a great event for me, and I want to relive it again and again. You might think it's weird, or you don't get it. It's just a hologram robot girl, right? That's totally fine. If you can't find it in Vocaloid, I hope everyone has the opportunity to connect with or find a community to enjoy like I have with Hatsune Miku, because moments like that concert are so incredible and I feel so lucky to have been there.
Yeah, that is a special feeling when you go to a concert that you know is loved, but it's kind of a reassurance that, yeah, a lot of people like this person. A lot of people share your interests. The first time I went to Alice Cooper, which is where... Straighten up, you. Which is where I got that Alice Cooper bag from. I got my cousin Brooks an Alice Cooper bear plush that had the eye makeup. I love Alice Cooper, and that was probably my favorite show that I have ever been to. But Also, when I went to, what was the other? Coming up this upcoming Saturday, as I said earlier, I'm going to go see Sabaton for the first time, and Judas Priest is absolutely included. As I mentioned earlier, it's a Sabaton, then followed by Judas Priest being the headlining act, but I have been wanting to see Sabaton especially for the past few years. I'm really excited for this. So, and watching Judas Priest is just going to be the cherry on top, because I don't know when they're going to retire. But they're definitely closer to retirement than Sabaton. So, good thing that I'm getting a chance to see them live. But that is a pair of bands that I am going to be very glad that I'll get the chance to see.
I just want everyone to experience something like that in their lifetime. Getting into Vocaloid can be a bit intimidating, so for anyone that wants to give Miku a try or is just looking for a playlist of some of my favorite Vocaloid songs, I'm putting a link to a Miku playlist I've made and actively listened to in the description and probably the comments too. If I can convert at least a few people into Miku fans, that's a win in my book. I hope you enjoy. I am off to apply for more tickets to another Miku concert.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, I'll pass. I know that there are fans of this, but I'm gonna pass. I gave Vocaloid a try. I acknowledged very early on that it wasn't my thing. Just not my thing. But if you like Hatsune Miku, you know, I'm not gonna fault you for it, because there's probably stuff that I've listened to that some people will go, what even is that? Maybe. But I definitely would love to get the chance to go to a concert for a video game music. If I could go to a Kingdom Hearts concert, I will just... I'm bringing my Keyblade with me when I go, is all I'm going to say. But that is going to do it for this first reaction to JAIDEN Animations. And again, I have seen some of her stuff, but feel free to comment which ones you guys like, just in case I haven't seen certain videos. But anyways, yeah. So, I am probably going to edit this, get it up, and then go bed. Well, as soon as, during the editing process, I'm going to play Majora's Mask some, but then I'm going to go bed. How did I more than double the length of this reaction? Okay, I didn't even notice it was taking me this long. Holy crap, I need to wrap this up. That was a good video. Good animation as always, Jaden. And, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I really lost track of time. Like if you enjoyed. Comment what your favorite part of this reaction was. What your favorite, might as well say it. What your favorite Hatsune Miku stuff is. What your favorite JAIDEN animation video is. Subscribe if you're new, and tap the bell to get notified whenever I upload a video so you don't miss any reactions, gameplay, or otherwise from me. Also, go check out my Discord. Link is also in the description. Come join me. We'll talk post beam song videos, artwork, because I promote your own stuff. Just have some fun. And I do have... Blah. This has been Lance Corbalhawk 30, signing off.